Good morning, class. Good morning, class. Good morning, chef. Thank you. I can tell it's bright and early for you guys. All right, this morning we're going to give a demonstration in making a risotto. Risotto's been around for a very long time. It's a very classical method, and you will need to know this in a lot of different food service establishments. We first start off with some butter. All right, I'm going to put some butter in this pan. We're going to melt our butter. All right, chicken stock comes to a boil, which is a good thing. We'll reduce that down to a simmer. All right, we're going to melt this butter. We're going to add some, you can add onion to it. You can add shallots to it. And you can add leeks to it. Today we have some nice leeks that we've cleaned that we're going to add to this. All right, so at this point in time, while the butter is slowly melting, I'm going to add some leeks into this. All right, a nice handful of leeks is great. Actually, you know what? I'm going to add a little more. I like leeks. I think it gives it a great flavor into it. We're going to sweat this down. What does sweat mean? To cook without color, absolutely. We do not want any color in this. We want this risotto to be very natural color in itself. All right. Pan is starting to heat up, which is very nice. Okay. Getting it on high. Now our ratio of rice, and we're going to use a special rice today, arborio rice. All right, arborio rice is a very short grain rice. All right, very short grain. It's a very starchy rice. With this rice, as you cook it, it's going to give some starch to it. It gives a very creaminess to it. Real risotto doesn't have cream in it. It's made creamy by the starch from the rice itself. All right, even though it has an aspect of looking like it's creamy, the cream is added, it is never added. All right, at this point, we're sweating our leeks down. They're starting to look good. At this point, I'm going to add my rice. And I want to risole my rice. Risoleing rice basically means to coat that rice in fat. The reason why you're doing this, it helps keep the individual parts, the individual rice, sorry, Chef. I hit the camera there, look out, we're in trouble.
Close quarter.
All right. It'll actually help the rice stay apart in the bound liquid. Okay, after we've risoleed this rice and it's looking pretty good now, you'll add dry white wine to this. All right, usually you want to add enough wine pretty much to cover your rice and to start this off. You always begin risotto and end risotto with dry white wine. Now the reason being is the tannic acids in there help keep the starch together, so you're not losing a lot of starch right away. It's a slow, gradual process of losing the starch. All right, and making it nice and creamy. We're going to let this come back to the boil. Once it comes back to the boil, it always stays at a boil. That's critical. That's where neophytes in the kitchen don't understand fully how to make risotto. You really want to keep that boil going. We're back at a boil, all right? And we need to continue to stir this, right? For several reasons. One is I need to develop the starch in the risotto. Two is I do not want it to burn on the bottom. Starch wants to go to the bottom and burn. So you need to continuously stir this. So if you're going to have a lot of people over your house, it's a great party thing. Get everybody to continue to stir. In the real kitchen, welcome to Great Forearms. All right, as you can see, it's now starting to develop a little bit of starch. All right, it's giving up a little bit. We're going to continue until this is almost dry, where it sticks very slightly on the bottom. And then we're going to add our chicken stock that's been simmering. To do this correctly, it takes about 25 to 30 minutes. That average would be around 27. All right, I'm just starting to feel a little stickiness on the bottom. I'm going to add some liquid. Now you're going to continuously add liquid to this, okay, until the starch and the rice is cooked all the way through. You notice it's got a really nice property about it. This is a very nice arborio rice. This is a canaroli, which is a very top quality. At this point, I'm going to add a little salt and pepper to it. I like to add salt and pepper to things as it cooks. I think it develops well within the structure of the food rather than adding it at the end. Okay, we're starting to stick a little bit more. In goes another ladle. Now, you're basically going to do this, it's roughly about 4, and this is not written in stone, by the way. For every cup of rice, you're going to need 4 parts, or for every part of rice, you need 4 parts of liquid. Now again, it's not written in stone. It depends upon your vessel. The larger vessels will give off more evaporation. You're going to need more liquid. All right, so it's something to think about. I'm going to add another ladleful at this point. Starting to stick in the back there. I'm going to continue to do this until everything is being absorbed. All right, sticking again. I'm going to add another ladle, and we'll continue this. All right, as we continue to stir this, all right, we're starting to stick up a little bit. Again, more liquid, roughly about a ladleful. All right, and the reason why I'm adding 2 half ladlefuls, I'm getting towards the end of my product. The next addition for this is I'm going to probably finish this up with a little white wine. The tannic acid in the wine is going to firm up the starches, and it will make it be a lot firmer. It'll help it with its al dente consistency. You'll notice that in this country we serve risotto way too wet. I mean, way too dry. In Italy, they serve it a lot moister, and I think it has a much better flavor when it's served the proper way. At this point, I'm going to taste it for doneness. I'm looking for al dente here. Just about there. At this point, I'm going to add some sage to this. salvia in Italian. Alright. We're going to add this to our risotto. Continue to stir. The wine also, the tannic acid in the wine also cuts some of the sharpness and mellows out the cheese a little bit. Alright, at this point I'm going to add some wine. I'm going to continue cooking. You want to get that evaporation of the alcohol out of there. It's around 165. You want to get rid of the raw alcohol flavor. Yep.
Check it out.
Okay, at this point I'm going to add my cheeses. Alright, I have a mixture here of Reggiano Parmigiano and Locatelli's Romano. Basically a sheep's milk and a cow's milk cheese. At this point I'm going to add this in. Alright, we're going to stir this in. Get this back to a boil. Look at that. Oh my God. Alright, there it is. That's exactly what I'm looking for, right there. There it is. It looks a little wet, but don't worry, the starch will help bring it together. We'll let this sit for about a minute or two, have the starch reincorporate in, settle in, and there it is. Alright? Okay. Alright, as this is sat here, right, we all thought that was too liquidy. This is now the perfect consistency that you're looking for. The perfect consistency. Like I said, we serve it too dry in this country. This is what you're looking for. This is what you would get in Italy. Absolutely perfect. Alright, it's rice, individual rice grains surrounded by a liquid. Alright, perfect. Just what you want. Alright, this concludes the risotto demo.